Hey everybody, welcome to the Gadget Inspector channel. So we're back out here with the Potensic Atom 3-axis gimbal 4K drone, GPS drone. And we're back out here to do some more testing. I did a full review of this drone. So check out that video if you haven't already. I go in depth into everything that you want to know, full flight tests and all of that. But this is a follow-up to that video because there was something that wasn't up to par with the Potensic Atom. It did a lot of other things very, very well, but one of the things that plagues budget drones and even some more advanced drones is horizon leveling. So the Potensic Atom has a little problem with a horizon tilt. So that's something you'll notice if you watch my video. If you own this drone, that's something you've probably noticed. Now, in my initial review, I thought it was due to the drone fighting wind. It's a sub 250 gram drone. And it was definitely windy, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. So I think that did have something to do with it, but I have heard through the grapevine that others that have tested this drone and own this drone have experienced the problem with the horizon tilt. Well, another thing that I noted in my review is that Potensic is really good about pushing out updates to their drones. Since I had it, I think I've seen 2 or 3 updates. And lo and behold, there has been another. This is firmware version V3.3.1. And in this update, one of the line items is optimize the issue of tilted horizon in some scenarios. So there's a lot of other great things that looks like they updated here. But that's the main thing we're checking out today. Did they really fix it? Is it really better? Let's find out together. Okay, here we are in the Potensic Pro app, and as you can see right here, here's the firmware update. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so we are back connected. That took about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't take long at all. There was a lot of stuff going on there, and I think I want to go ahead and check out some of these things. I think I saw they added a digital zoom, so maybe we'll check out some of those other additions and updates. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to get the Atom in the air and check out this horizon tilt. I'm going to start the video camera, and we are going to do an auto takeoff. And the Potensic Atom is in the air. Such a great drone, you guys. And I know you kind of have to compare it to DJI. I mean, simply because, one of the main reasons why you have to is because they took a lot of their design cues from the mini series. But really, DJI is the gold standard, right? So you kind of start there and kind of work your way down. Potensic is inching their way closer and closer to what we would expect based on how DJI has set the standard, if that makes sense. They put the standard here. Potensic, they're not way down here. They're right in there, based on what I've seen. Okay, let me stop yammering. And let's go ahead and take it up. I like to let my drones hover for a minute before taking it up to make sure everything's okay. That's just kind of a habit I have. But let's go ahead and take it on up. And see. We're about 160 feet there. And what we're going to do is we're going to test it in video mode, and then I'll flip it over to sport mode as well. Because usually in sport mode is when you really get some problems with horizon leveling. Okay, so far so good. And another thing I've noticed, and not just with the Potensic here, with a lot of drones, when you pan to the left or right, You know, when you give it some yaw, a lot of times that's when you see some horizon tilt problems. And excuse me if I kind of stumble over my words. It's a little bit chilly out here. I don't see any tilt, you guys. Okay, let me give it a little more yaw. A little faster yaw. I think they fixed it, you guys. Wow. I am so impressed. Let me just stop and say this. So I am really impressed by Potensic. I hadn't tested any Potensic drones until this year. Was it this year or last year when they sent me the SE? Okay, but I had always wanted to test Potensic drones. This is a really good drone company, you guys, and they're not new. They've been around a little while. If you've seen my Potensic SE video, I was really impressed by that drone. The only thing that, you know, they didn't do well with that one is stabilization on the horizontal axis. That drone didn't have a 3-axis gimbal, didn't really have a gimbal at all. It used electronic image stabilization. But this one, I think they nailed it, you guys. Okay, I see a little bit of a tilt there, just a little, slight. Very slight there to the left, right? You notice that? But it's so much better than it was before. And before I blame that on the drone, let me just make sure that's not just the normal sort of tilt of the horizon there. That looks good to me, you guys. That looks really good. I am full stick ahead, full pitch. All right. And I'm going to, again. Okay, I'm seeing it now. I am seeing a little bit of a tilt there on the right. But that's not terrible. It's definitely not like it was. But it's not perfect. We'll say that. It's not 100% perfect when you're panning. See that? But I'm actually trying to get it. You know, I'm pushing it a little bit. Let's see what happens if I take it easy here. All right, we're going to just take it easy and fly like I normally would fly when I'm trying to get smooth footage. And let's see what happens. Really deliberate movements, right? Really smooth. And I'm noticing it a little bit still, but it's not horrible. I think they can still make some improvements to this, for sure. But this looks pretty good. Like I said, still not perfect, but it's not like it was. I almost feel like you kind of have to be looking for it to notice it. And the other thing, range, right? I've never had any problems with the video feed. Well, I take that back. Initially I did, but it was because I had the Wi-Fi turned on my GoPro. Once I figured out that, you know, that was causing me transmission issues, I turned off the Wi-Fi on my GoPro, and I have never had a problem since. So this drone gets a incredibly high recommendation from me. We've got 25 satellites now. And, you know, if you follow my channel and, you know, you follow how I test drones, you know that I'm pretty thorough with my drones, and I actually like to do multiple videos over time, for one reason, to see if the company makes improvements on the drone with updates, but also just to see how they hold up over time. This is definitely one I'm going to be hanging on to, and you will see some follow-up videos on this drone. I think they did a good job, you guys. I honestly do. What do you think? What do you think? I think they did a good job. I've been panning to the left. Let's try to the right now. Yeah, I think they nailed it, you guys. I really do. All right, let's bring it back and let's test some of this other stuff. Let's pull up the release notes and see what all was updated. And let's check some of those other things out, why don't we? Ah, there's the zoom. Okay, you see that 1X there? Long press to enter digital zoom mode. Okay, so we're in a long press. Wow. Very smooth as well. Is that lossless zoom though? I don't know if it's lossless zoom. I can't tell. Wow. Wow, you guys. Okay, how about we do this? I'm going to turn it around to face me. And we'll see if we can notice. It says digital zoom, so it's not. I believe optical zoom is the one where you don't lose any resolution. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but let's just test it out and see. You can zoom in 2 times, which is cool, and you saw how smooth that was. And I believe you can do it by pinching on the screen as well. Very cool. That could prove useful. Here, let's point it at my Aventon. Very nice electric bike. And let's zoom in on it. Yeah, I think you are losing some resolution, but it still looks good to me. Okay guys, so here's the list of firmware updates. That first one there, optimized forced takeoff experience. Not real sure what that is getting at. I don't know if that's a better auto takeoff experience, or if they're saying you can force the drone to take off even when it has low battery. But the next one is low battery beeping experience, including sound. So I'd imagine when it hits low battery, it will beep. Can't remember if it was doing that before or not, but I guess it wasn't. Now you can go into the settings and turn on silent return. So if you don't want to hear beeping the entire time that the drone is returning to home, you can go in and turn that off. Digital zoom, we just took a look at that. Interval timer shooting mode. We'll go in and check that out. Looks like you could probably set intervals for when you take photos. Adding beeping to the remote controller when the target is lost in visual tracking. That's actually really good. So if you're doing follow me or something like that, tracking a subject, and it loses the subject, the controller will beep. That's brilliant, because otherwise you won't know until you look at the drone whether it stopped tracking or not, right? Okay, optimize alert prompts for battery malfunction. Okay, optimize find my drone experience. Okay, looks like just some cleanup stuff. Optimize gimbal stability, gimbal calibration algorithm, issue of tilted horizon, we tested that. Optimize other known issues. Okay, so the only other thing we're gonna do here is take a look at interval timer shooting mode, and then maybe I'll have the Atom track me on my Aventon electric bike here. But the other thing I forgot to do is to flip it into sports mode and see what happens with the gimbal in terms of the horizon leveling in that mode. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, we're back in there now. Let me just show you real quick where you can turn on silence return. You can see it's under the safety setting. All right, we're gonna flip this into sport mode. Oh, I always forget, you gotta be up a certain height. Let's go ahead and take it on up to about there. And then I'll flip it into sport mode. All right, and I'll take it up a little more. All right, that's good. All right, full stick ahead. This sucker books, man. Okay, let's go ahead and pan. Not too much different from what we saw in video mode. Take it up a little more. Sucker is booking, man. That's another thing about this drone, the Atom series of drones, is if you like speed, you'll get a kick out of these drones. Okay, it is tilting a little, just like it did before. But again, not terrible, especially with it being in sports mode like this. That's typically when you see, yeah, you can definitely see it now. Now that's more so what it was doing in video mode before the update. See that tilt? That's noticeable. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go back in there. Let's put it in normal now. Well, video mode. That's how I like to fly. All right. So we don't have a whole lot of sun today. It's a bit cloudy, but let's go ahead and check out the photo feature. So let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, there it is right there. There's an icon right there. Looks like a clock. Let's press on it. So it says long press to enter the self timer mode. So let's long press, see what happens. Okay, so you can set intervals. We'll do 2 seconds. Wow. So this is a really cool way to do time lapse without actually having time lapse on the drone. I'm going to keep flying forward. See that? It's taking a photo every couple of seconds. And what you can do is you can put this into your editing software and create a time lapse. Very cool. I'll stop at 20. But I'm flying forward at about 3 miles an hour, and the drone is taking a photo every 2 seconds. Okay, we'll stop there. All right, let's bring it back on in, and we'll flip it into follow me mode. And we'll see if it will follow me on the old Aventon Adventure 2. Very smooth drone too as well. Just very smooth, even with its descent. Just a smooth flyer. Very stable. They did a really, really good job with this drone, guys. Okay, so we can see here on the screen, well, the note went away, but it looks like you can press the power button to stop that beeping, which I just did. That's fantastic. That is a feature I believe the DJI drones have. Let's test the forced takeoff to make sure we understand what they're getting at. So let's try an auto takeoff. We're in low battery. Okay. So you can see here, low battery, forced takeoff, poses safety risk, stay at least 5 meters away. After tapping confirm, the drone will take off automatically. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, it just wants to land. And honestly, I'm not sure if this is something new or not. But we are able to force the drone back in the air. It's going to continue to want to land though. I have to keep pressing up on the stick, on the throttle. My GoPro died, so we don't have that, but we can still use our video. And let me just make sure it's clearing everything. Let's go this way. How about it? Good job. Now, whenever you give the drone a stick input while it's in one of the intelligent flight modes, it will cancel it. Okay? So it'll go ahead and cancel it, which is good. That way you can stop it before it's getting ready to hit an obstacle or something. Doing well. Very nice. This is a great drone, you guys. This is probably, I'm gonna say this is the best non-DJI or Autel or Parrot, you know, the big boys. This is the best that I've ever tested, I've ever flown. It's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, Holy Stone puts out some decent ones, but it can't really compete with the Potensic, in my opinion. And I like Holy Stone drones, you know, at the price point that they are. But this is this one, like I said, this one has approached that DJI standard that we're all accustomed to. Those of us, you know, if you've been into drones for a while and you had a chance to try different drones and research different drones, there's certain things that you kind of expect. And this one is checking those boxes. All right, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap the video up. This is really, really cool. Stay on the lookout for more videos on this drone. They will be coming. We're doing well right now, but we are in late December. So the snow will likely be coming. So I will probably be getting the drone out and getting some footage of the snow. We'll see how that camera does in those kind of conditions. But as always, be good to somebody. Be good to yourself. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure you do that as well. And hey, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you. See you in the next one.